Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Lecture number 8, part number 3 of lecture number 8, unit number 2. The title of the unit number 2 is Matrices and Determinant. Properties of determinants is the topic. In last video lecture, we discussed the property number 1 and property number 2 already. I am briefly revising property number 1 and property number 2. First, the property number 1 is if all the elements of the corresponding rows and columns of a square matrix are interchanged, so the new matrix which you obtain, its determinant will be same as the original matrix. In other words, it means that the determinant of a square matrix and its transpose are always same. For example, if I consider a matrix A of order 3 by 3 in the form 2 minus 3 5 6 0 4 1 5 minus 7, so its determinant is equal to minus 28. You can expand it with the second row or second column because that contain a 0, or you may also expand it with any row or any column. Now if I interchange the rows and the columns and the resultant matrix after interchanging the rows and columns, let's say that is denoted by B, so that matrix will be in this form. You see that every row is converted into columns and every column is changed into a row. If you take the determinant of this matrix, this will be also equal to 28. And actually when you change the rows into columns and columns into rows mean, so this is actually the transpose of this matrix. So the original matrix is determinant equal to minus 28. The transpose of that matrix is its determinant is also equal to minus 28. So this is property number 1, that the determinant of a square matrix and its transpose are always same. This property is discussed in previous video lecture also. Now property number 2, what is the meaning of property number 2? That is also discussed in previous video lecture. If any two rows or columns in a square matrix A are interchanged, so the new matrix, the resultant new matrix determinant will be equal to minus times the determinant of the original matrix. In other words, you can say that when two rows or two columns are interchanged, then the original matrix and the resultant matrix determinants are actually additive inverses of each other. Additive inverses of each other. For example, for that, if I consider the same matrix, and in this matrix if I convert, let's say I am converting row 2 to row 3 and row 3 to row 2, I am interchanging these two rows, row 2 and row 3. So for that notation is, this notation is used. It means that you are interchanging row 2 and row 3, and let's say the new matrix is, let's say B, let's say C, so that will be 2 minus 3 5. Okay, now this will be 1 5 minus 7 because the third row will become second and second will become third. So the determinant of this matrix will be equal to plus 28. There will be only difference of the sign in the determinant. If the determinant of this matrix is minus 28, so the determinant when you interchange any two rows or any two columns, so that will be equal to plus 28 if it is minus 28. So you see that minus 28 and plus 28 are the additive inverses of each other, because when we add plus 28 and minus 28 you get 0. 0 is the additive identity. So that's why we say that both the determinants are additive inverses of each other in this case. Okay, these are already discussed in the previous video lectures. Now moving to property number 3. Property number 3, Property number 3 of the square matrices, these properties are true for any square matrix, but we are discussing it for 3 by 3 matrices. So property number 3 says that if a square matrix A has two identical rows or two identical columns, so their determinant must be 0. If a square matrix has two identical rows or two identical columns, so then their determinant must be 0. For example, if I consider a matrix A of order 3 by 3, the elements in the first row are 3, 2, 3. In the second row, the elements are 2, 2, 3, and in the third row, the elements are 3, 2, 3. So you see that the first row are 1 and the third row are identical. So this property says that if two rows or two columns are identical, then the determinant of that matrix must be 0. This is property number 2. If you expand this with the methods of minors and cofactors, so you will get the determinant 0 according to property number 3. Now property number 4. What is property number 4? Property number 4 is if every element of a row or a column of a square matrix A is multiplied by some scalar, then the determinant of the resultant matrix must be equal to that scalar numbers multiplied by the determinant of the original matrix. What does it mean? It means that let's say we have a matrix which I am considering the matrix which is given in the example number 1. Let's say this is the matrix. I am considering the examples which we already know. Okay, so that is okay. I am searching for the so that matrix is 2 minus 3 5, 2 minus 3 5, 6 0 4 1 5 minus 7. So I am considering this matrix which is 2 minus 3 5, 6 0 4 1 minus 1 plus 5 minus 7. So we know that the determinant of this matrix is equal to minus 28. Now if I multiply some scalar number with this matrix, let's say I am multiplying 2, k equal to 2, so this will be 2a and 2 will be multiplied with this matrix. So according to the scalar multiplication of matrices, this 2 will be multiplied with each element of the matrix. So that will be 4 minus 6 5 12 0 8 2 10 minus 14. If you know the determinant of the A which is minus 28, so you just need to multiply this scalar number. So the determinant of this matrix, determinant of 2a will be equal to 2 times determinant of the original matrix. So that will be equal to 2 times minus 28, and this is equal to minus 56. So this is the meaning of property number 4. If A is the original matrix and some scalar k which is a real number multiplied with this matrix, so this according to scalar multiplication, this k will be multiplied with each and every element of the matrix. So the determinant of the resultant matrix which is obtained after multiplying k will be equal to the determinant of this multiplied by k, mean k times determinant of the original matrix. This is the meaning of, and I explain this property through this example. Okay, now property number 5. What is the meaning of okay, with property number 4 we can explain 2 points from here. From property number 4, if I take a journal matrix, I am explaining a little more. Property number 4, let's say a matrix A is equal to A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3, and K is multiplied with this matrix, and that is equal to KA, KA1, KA2, KA3, okay, and that will be multiplied with KB1, KB2, KB3, KC1, KC2, and KC3. So if the determinant of this is, let's say, delta, and let's say the determinant, this is the determinant, and let's say the determinant of this matrix is, let's say, delta 1. So what will be the relation between delta and delta 1? Delta 1 must be equal to K times delta. This is the meaning of property number 4. Now moving to property number 5. Property number 5 is every element of a row or a column of a square matrix A is the sum of 2 terms, then its determinant can be written as the sum of 2 determinants. What does it mean? It means that if we have matrix, I am writing that in the determinant form. Let's say this is A1 plus lambda 1. This lambda 1 is let's say a real number. A2 lambda 2, A3 lambda 3, and let's say this is B1, this is B2, this is B3, this is C1, this is C2, this is C3. So you see that the first row has elements which can be written as the sum of 2 elements, which are already written as the sum of the 2 elements. The first row elements are the sum of 2 elements. So if every element of a row or a column, you see that every element of row number 1 of this square matrix, which is written in the determinant form, is the sum of 2 terms. So you see that this is the sum of 2 terms, this is the sum of 2 terms, this is the sum of 2 terms. So then the determinant of this determinant can be written as the sum of 2 determinants, and that will be equal to, you may convert it, A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3 plus lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. So you see that this single determinant is converted into 2 determinants because the elements of the first row are written in the form of the sum of 2 numbers. So when the every element of a row or column of a square matrix is the sum of 2 terms, then it can be converted, then that determinant can be written in the form of 2 determinants. If there are 3, if any row or any column elements, every elements are written in the form of the sum of 3 terms, so then that determinant can be converted into 3 determinants. So this is the meaning of property number 5. Now this is the meaning of property number 5. Okay, now what is the meaning of property number 6? Before to discuss property number 6, I am giving an example for the property number 5. This is example for property number 5. The matrix in the determinant form is A, B, C, A plus 2x, B plus 2y, C plus 2z, x, y, z. So you see that in the second row, the terms are written in the form of, the elements are written in the form of two terms. So this determinant can be converted into two determinants, and that will be written in this form: a, b, c, 2x, 2y, 2z, x, y, z. So this determinant equal to 0, because when two rows or two columns are identical in a matrix, so its determinant must be 0. We studied this property. So this determinant is 0. Now remember that in matrices you can take a number from a single row common. You can take common from a single row, or you can also take common from a single column. So I am taking this 2 common from the second row. So this 2 can be written outside. I am taking this 2 common from the second row. So you can take a number common from a single row or a single column. So taking 2 common from here, this operation can be done in matrices. So you see that this is 0 plus 2. This determinant is also 0, because there are also two identical rows. So 0. So this is 0 plus 0, you will get 0. So this determinant is 0. So you see that this is the meaning of property number 5. Now property number 6. What property number 6 says? Property number 6 says that, let's say we have a matrix A in the form of A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3, and let's say I do the row operations. I am multiplying R3 by scalar number k and adding this k times R3 with R1. So when you multiply k with R3, so this is your R3. So when k is multiplied, so that will be k C1, k C2 and k C3. So row 3 will be k C1, k C2, k C3. And then I am adding this third row with the first row. So that matrix B will become A1 plus KC1, A2 plus KC2, A3 plus KC3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. So you see that how I obtain matrix B. I am explaining property number 6. How I obtain matrix B? I perform the row operation, that R1 is added with k times R3. This is the row operation that I perform to obtain the matrix B. Now property number 6 says that the determinants of matrix A and matrix B must be equal. Property number 6, according to property number 6, P dot 6 means property number 6, A determinant will be equal to B determinant. Mean both the determinants must be equal. Let's say the determinant of matrix A is denoted by delta and the determinant of matrix B is denoted by delta 1. So if you see to matrix B, this matrix B in the determinant form can be written as A1 plus KC1, A2 plus KC2, A3 plus KC3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. So according to property number 5, you see that the elements of the first row are written in the form of two terms. So this determinant can be split into two determinants, and those two determinants must be A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3 plus KC1, KC2, KC3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. Now this is actually the determinant of matrix A, because this is, you see that this is a matrix A, so its determinant can be written in this form. You see that, and that is denoted by delta. So this is delta plus. Now I can take K common from row number 1. So that will be, when K is common, written outside the determinant, so that will remain C1, C2, C3, B1, B2, B3. So you see that this determinant has two identical rows. First row and third row are identical. So this determinant is equal to 0. So this is equal to delta. So and the determinant of this matrix is delta 1. So you see that delta 1 is equal to delta. It means that the determinant of matrix A is equal to determinant of matrix B. So you see that when you do the row operations, mean when you add any two rows, or if you multiply a row with a scalar constant and added that row to some other row, or if you multiply a column by some scalar number and add that column to some other column, so there will be no effect on the determinants of the obtained matrix. The determinants must be same. You see that I do this operations on this matrix to obtain it from here. You see the determinant of both are equal. So this is property number 6. Now property number 7. Property number 7, if every element in a row or a column of a square matrix is 0. Property number 7, the last property. Let's say we have a matrix A, 4, 5, 0, 7, 6, 0, 7, minus 1, 0. So you see that the whole column is 0. So whenever every element in a row or a column of a square matrix are 0, so then the determinant must be 0. If all the elements of the row are 0, if all the elements of one of the column is 0, so the determinant of that matrix must be 0. So this is property number 7. With the help of these properties, you can do the exercise 2.2 question number 2, which I already explained in the previous video lectures. So these are the properties that we will use when the question says that without evaluating determine the determinant of the matrix. So we will use these 7 properties. Thank you.